In this video, we're going to compare the flat and classic trigger designs, as well as cover some of the need-to-know information when purchasing for your wide-open trigger. So getting right into it, we developed the flat-face trigger because people were asking us to. But after doing tons of testing, I've found I like the classic trigger design the most, as the classic tends to hold your finger up closer to the point of rotation, giving the trigger more leverage over your finger, allowing it to easier reset the trigger. It's a small difference, but in a high-stress scenario, it might keep you from squeezing the trigger too tightly, causing it to not reset. Or you might be using a lighter loaded range ammo instead of what I recommend, which is M855 ball. Therein, the classic trigger will reset easier, so you can theoretically use a wider range ammo types. Now, let's talk about the wide open trigger. My version 1 lock bar used a deeper secondary disconnect that was compatible with the factory wide open trigger materials. But upon developing the hammer and trigger pieces, we also reduced the depth of the secondary disconnect so it has a much smoother release and trips easier, but at the cost of our V2 or version 2 parts do not work with the factory material. Our parts are made from a quality 01 tool steel that is like a file to aluminum. So if you break a hammer or need to replace parts for your wide open trigger, you need to purchase our whole kit so your internals are compatible with each other. To reiterate that our parts are much harder, when scratched against each other, our parts leave big scratches, where when the WOT parts are scratched against ours, it just leaves a residue that wipes away. So please don't just purchase the hammer or the locking bar kit. Those are technically if you want spare parts, but that's because our warranty will replace just about anything. So you need to purchase the full kit for your wide open trigger FRT when purchasing from Militia State Armory, that will give you the confidence in knowing you'll have parts that will last for generations. Last thing is these locking bar pins. We sell them in 2 different sizes. You'll notice along this wall, when the trigger is installed, there's a gap, and the factory pin can walk left to right. So we have a long pin that perfectly fills this gap so it cannot walk around, and an extra long pin for lower receivers that have this wall cut back further. So look at your lower, because chances are you'll want to purchase one of these pins with your Militia State Armory FRT kit. And also, here's a closer look at the engagement of the V2 locking bars. And so we have a lot more coming in the future. We'll be doing more gun parts, but also getting to more community content. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to catch more of our content as it's released, or click on one of these videos to see more. And please comment below if you have any questions or anything that could be helpful. And as always, thank you for supporting Militia State Armory.